sorry. That's for a Democrat show.
When you're ready. Was an extremely great conservative commentator. We're tearing it up on Wednesday night. This is awesome. This will allow me to retort. Well, this is Jersey Joe for the Reaver of Common Sense show. I'm on shrmedia.com.
Actually, I just totally screwed up. This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe. I'm supposed to be here to make sense out of the senseless, but everything that's going on, I cannot make any sense out of any senseless. The Jersey Takeovers here, we have expanded to 2 hours every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you want to watch a broadcast, it's simple. Just go to Reaver.one and click on the SHR TV button. That's Reaver, REAVER.ONE. And you can also go to YouTube and Facebook and search for SHR Media. If you haven't already subscribed and liked both those places, do so. We have great shows that are lined up. We're going to go over some other information, then we're going to jump into this Las Vegas shooting that just has encompassed the country. Right now, it's very hitting close to my heart. The left are vile, disgusting right now. But we'll get more into that in a little bit. It has me doing those stutter. I know it doesn't make good for radio or live stream, but I'm at a loss. But as I said, we're going to get into that more later, of me stuttering and stubba, not saying anything, pretty much. Top health officials from the Obama administration testified Tuesday for the Senator Robert Mendez trial. All right, what's going on with that? I just got an alert on my scanner that there's a lot of people on a certain channel. So, try to take a look at that. Senator Mendez is on trial for corruption. And a top health official from the Obama administration testified Tuesday that Senator Robert Mendez pressured them to change a long-standing Medicare policy in a way that would benefit the Florida ophthalmologist at the center of the New Jersey Democrats' corruption trial. Sorry, I can't remember. There is a Democrat senator that already testified that Mendez set up a meeting and tried to, for a senator that was sitting on a committee with the Medicare board, tried to get them to change the investigation into this doctor. He has done everything he can. Senator Mendez has done everything he can to try to keep his friend from being convicted. And now, well, it's not looking good. Senator Mendez is on trial, and he has Democrats testifying against him. What the heck is going on in Ohio? I got 2 channels to have a couple thousand people. Sorry for jumping subjects. It's just something's going on there. That's weird. I'll check into it later. See what else comes up. But Senator Mendez, it's not looking too good for him. Harry Reid's supposed to be stepping up soon for trial. Mendez is accused of accepting campaign donation, gifts, and vacations from his friend, Dr. Salomon Melgen. In return, Mendez allegedly used his Senate power to lobby on behalf of Melgen's business interests. Well, it's looking very much like it's not alleged that's what he did. When you have Obama administration, not even covering it up, he's kind of screwed, people. When the corruption that is Obama doesn't help you and they hang you out to dry, that tells you something. What pissed me off is Mendez went running around down to Puerto Rico and tried running his mouth about Trump. Oh, we got Crash calling in. Hold on 1 second. Hi, you there, Crash?
No.
Okay. I got to apologize to you, too. I was hoping you called in. I may have upset your mother.
You may have done what?
I may have upset your mother a little bit. Me and another gentleman.
Let me guess. Conservative point of view versus the liberals.
Yeah. She said that she won't no longer post these types of stuff anymore. Then she also posted about, which we're going to discuss later, Jimmy Kimmel's little speech last night where he blamed Republicans. And I'm not nasty. Like I told her, I love your mom, and I told her that. And I explained to her my dad's shooting. It's very, very close to my heart. So if she's upset with me, I'm sorry. It wasn't meant to.
I guess I'll have to look at what's actually posted.
I didn't do nothing nasty. I mean, she reposted an article. President Trump is in Puerto Rico right now, or he was today, and he made a side comment that how the budget has got thrown out of whack because of Puerto Rico, with all the money being spent, and he's chuckling while he's saying it, but he also says, "But it doesn't matter because it saved so many lives."
Okay. Well, he literally did throw out a good portion of the budget because he bypassed a lot of the appropriations and all the fucking red tape to get the relief there. If he had gone by the system that's in place without, saying, screw this shit, we got to get the resources there, they still wouldn't have any resources. And he was being crucified for not acting. So, this guy's been screwed since day one. It doesn't matter if he goes left or right, he went the wrong goddamn direction.
Oh, I know that, but it's just kind of funny. It's funny how he makes that offhand remark as a joke, and he's chuckling while he says it, and everybody else, you don't hear anybody moan and groan. It was a joke about the budget. I understand it. I'm pretty sure you understand it, making an offhand comment like that. But the left media, they're jumping all over. Okay, they're now going back to Melania's shoes again. That's what they have to attack him on, because it's been
and yet the Gucci or whatever freaking boots that Michelle wore while gardening, not an issue.
I know.
Now here's the one contrast that I would actually like to see. Were those shoes or those boots purchased on the account that was given after they became the first ladies, or beforehand?
Well, I would say with Melania Trump that it was beforehand, being that she was a millionaire before she even met Trump.
She's a millionaire in her own right.
Yeah.
She's famous in her own right.
Hey,
Trump's
BZ.
a millionaire in his own right. For all intents and purposes, the stuff they're getting from the White House is chump change compared to what they're worth.
Actually, Trump has been sending his paychecks, been donating them to charities.
Fake news. Fake news.
No, because he really got the media because he asked them, you guys decide which charity I give my check to. That shut him up real quick. All right, what we were actually talking about right when you called in, and this actually has to do a little with you since you're in New Jersey, Senator Bob Menendez, child.
Oh, that a-hole?
Yeah. A top health official from the Obama administration testified today and testified against Menendez, saying that Menendez tried to pressure this official to change the longstanding Medicare policy so that it would benefit his friend, Dr. Salomon Melgen. That's how you say the name. M-E-L-G-E-N. Melgen?
Yeah, I would guess. I honestly have no clue.
And this is the second Democrat to testify against Democrat Senator Bob Menendez. But here's the big kicker. There's two kickers that really got me. Number one, he's under trial for corruption, and he goes flying to Puerto Rico and thinks it's smart to start bashing Trump today. You're on trial for corruption, and you're going to try to say something negative about somebody else?
I didn't think you could leave the country if you were on trial for a crime.
I thought so, too, but he might. I mean, this judge has kept him to a standard because the senator wanted the trial to stop and start at his will so that he can leave and the trial would stop so he can go and vote in Senate. And the judge said, basically, there's nothing special about you. You don't get special privileges because you're a senator. A regular person on trial would not get these types of breaks. Neither will you. And that pissed off Mr. Menendez.
Good.
But
honestly, I haven't been following much with him.
But the other thing is, imagine if this was a Republican senator.
Oh, God.
The left would be screaming, but the left would be screaming that he had to have already resigned.
Yep.
And it's been asked, what will happen if Senator Menendez is convicted? And the left, we're not going to talk about that now. That's something that will be dealt with then. We're not going to talk about ifs and what ands and all that. And it's like, really? Now you don't want to do that?
Yeah, weren't they just attacking Trump on his way out to Puerto Rico when they decided to corner him with gun control legislation? And he said that'll be a conversation for another time.
Yeah.
And they immediately blasted him.
Well, now they're jumping on it.
Off.
See. No, now they're saying, he's jumping his campaign promises, and he's going to give us gun control. That's what they did today when he said that. Look at that. He's going to give us gun control. He's going to give us gun control. No, he said he's going to give you a conversation. Doesn't mean you're going to get anything you want.
The only type of gun control the right wants is they want control to where nobody's allowed to have a gun other than them and their special protective services.
Yep. And
they want all
left,
the
not right.
protection, and nobody else is entitled to it. And I'm sorry, it's the Second Amendment for a goddamn reason. Everybody is entitled to the right of self-protection. It's one of our basic rights. You know, it's ironic. I mean, they're lambasting that one. You know, got to remove it, put all these restrictions on it, yet they want to remove all these restrictions for college, for Medicaid, for this service, that service, because they're saying, well, healthcare, that's a basic human right. College education is a basic human right. I'm sorry, where is that statement? Anywhere. Just show a document. There's something you didn't draw 5 minutes ago where that's actually stated.
I'm going to back it up because I guess we're going to jump into the gun thing and let's hell with it.
No,
I want to actually. I was dragging it just because of the way I wanted to do the show, but fuck it, we're going to jump into it. I have one thing. They sit there and they say we have to go after guns. Banning guns is the only way to stop this stuff. As in several Democrat states, there is huge Heroin problems. People are dying by the thousands of overdose of heroin, which is banned, by the way, which they say if we ban guns, it will stop the problem. They banned heroin, and the problem's worse. But what are they offering now? They want to have these centers where you can go take your illegal items and shoot up.
Shot up by a healthcare professional. So you can get high in a controlled setting, correct?
Yeah, and this is what the Democrats are talking and pushing for.
I know. They've been pushing that shit up here in New Jersey. It's freaking comical.
And I shut somebody down on Twitter earlier today because it'll ban guns, it'll stop all these shootings. I said, so banning something will stop it. Yeah. How's the heroin problem? Not a goddamn response.
They're pushing that. Okay, so they're pushing that legislation. Now, here's the thing. And any healthcare professional that's even got half a goddamn brain should realize the setup here. So they push legislation that makes it okay for these people to bring these drugs to you. However, the drug is still illegal. The use, possession, administration of that drug is a crime. Mm-hmm. So a healthcare professional administering this drug is now complicit in a crime.
Yep.
I mean, they're literally saying to abide one law, you have to break another law. Now, we're not going to make it illegal to have the drug. We're just going to say it's okay for you to do this, but technically
you know what will
it's
happen
not okay.
next? Well, this is happening already, so why don't we let doctors subscribe it and we'll sell it? That's the way we know it is. There's nothing bad put in it. It's...
So wait a second. So doctors should prescribe...
No. I'm saying that will be the next thing that they go for. You know?
Yeah, whereas in New Jersey, they've already passed legislation now that, what is it? I'm restricted to, like on a personal note, I have to have surgery in about 2 weeks. And I know, coming out of this surgery, I already know, I'm going to be on nerve blockers, I'm going to be on painkillers. I know what I'm in for. This isn't going to be pleasant. Yet I can only obtain prescription narcotics. I can only get, I think it maxes out at 1 week's worth.
Yeah, that shit.
And
I love that.
And I have to go through like all these additional checks to get a refill. I actually have to go to the doctor. My doctor's an hour and a half freaking away. I'm having back surgery. I'm going to have to drive 3 hours to get a refill? Are you out of your goddamn mind? I won't even be able to freaking sit. I mean, come on. This is completely ridiculous. How about you enforce the goddamn laws that are already in place when it comes to guns, when it comes to drugs, when it comes to all this? You've got laws there. Enforce the goddamn laws.
No, they just want to add more so they can go, look what we did. They're going to add the same fucking laws that are already there. I mean, if laws worked, I've said it before, if laws worked, having murder against the law would solve every single fucking problem.
Honestly, I mean, I hate to put it this way, but the biggest farce, and the true irony is, the United States government's actually complicit in it, but the biggest farce is the whole goddamn war on drugs. You look back, going all the way back into the 60s and the 70s, the U.S. government's been pushing freaking illegal drugs.
Yeah.
Through covert operations. I know that's the conspiracy hat and all the rest of the shit. But regardless of that, what was it? The war on drugs was officially declared in what? The 80s? 90s? In the 80s.
Reagan did.
Okay, so in the 80s. So we had the 80s, the 90s, 2000s. So we're probably about 35 years into this. And now we're being told, the drug laws are racist because they're discriminatory and it's mostly minorities that are getting thrown in jail. So the law against drugs, I mean, that's just discriminatory. Fuck off. I'm tired of all this shit.
Yeah, I know. That one's... Listen, I got to stop you. We got to take a break. Then we're going to come back, and I'm going to say something that might get me in trouble with a few people. So...
No, I'm already in trouble with everybody.
You're not in trouble here, so... All right, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio. We will be right back.
listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying calf for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m., Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. And I'm here with Crash, and we're discussing some of the events that have happened in the last couple days. Now, one thing I said I'm going to piss some people off, and we discussed this slightly during the break. One of the items that they said they think this guy used it's called a bump stock. Now, what it does is from the recoil of the rifle, it allows it to hit the trigger and turn it into a quasi-full auto type weapon. I don't see a use for something like that. I don't see where that should be allowed. And I know that's going to piss some people off with that statement. I don't see where it's has any real reason to be in use.
Okay, now, not to, I'm gonna grab a statement that you made during the break, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
But one of the statements that you made was you don't see the purpose for that for hunting deer, so for a sporting purpose. Which agree. Yeah. Okay, agree. I honestly I don't see how a bump stock is going to help me hunt a deer. I mean, if I can't hit the deer with one shot.
And I know Second Amendment does not just fall to hunting. I understand that.
But now here's my question, and don't now I don't know if this is going to piss anybody off, including yourself. However, the AR-15, it has been said numerous times that does not have a sporting purpose, and that's one of the biggest things they keep saying. That is a weapon of war. It has no sporting purpose.
But that's been proven wrong.
It's the same caliber as a hunting rifle. Well, they get the wooden stock one because that's less scary. Just because we don't see the purpose or the need for it doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't.
Right, and I will agree with that. I didn't say ban. I said I just don't see a sense in it, but that doesn't make it bannable. But I just don't see a sense in it.
The thing is, if you look at, everybody wants to jump on. What was Clinton's fucking asinine comment?
The silencer.
God help us if he had a silencer. How many more? Yeah, because the people dropping dead in front of you. First of all, stop calling the goddamn thing a silencer. It doesn't silence anything. It suppresses.
Yeah.
It reduces the sound volume. It doesn't remove sound volume.
Well, let's also go to that it was never banned to begin with. What they're doing, the new regulations they were talking about that got shelved now, they're not going to vote on it, is it was doing away with the tax stamps and some of the regulations and the red tape.
It was making them easier to obtain by normal citizens because of the protective factors that it does give. The main thing that a suppressor does is it helps conserve, helps conserve the hearing of the shooter. It reduces the volume that the shooter is exposed to. Now, should all shooters at any time, should they be wearing hearing? Yes, they should. Okay, I'll flat out say that. Whether I'm using a suppressor or not, I'd still want to have hearing protection on.
Right.
But when you're in certain areas, where I live, I got crap loads of woods. Yet, because of the way sound travels, I can be well within inside of the safe boundaries for hunting with the weapons that I'm allowed to use up here, which is extremely restrictive. Yet you can still hear every single shot at my house. Well, that's one of the things that ends up pissing off a lot of people, whether they are neutral on gun rights or they're anti-gun. One of the things that a lot of people end up bitching about is the sound. So wouldn't the simple solution be to have a way for the sound to be reduced to where it's no longer a nuisance? That you'd think that would be a very simple item. Yet everybody wants to mislabel it. They call it a silencer, saying it completely removes. No, it doesn't. Just the same as they call it, that's an assault rifle. That's a military. No, it's not. Honestly, the thing that pisses me off most about this is people need to stop having goddamn debates about subject matter they know nothing about. I mean, I had to avoid, I don't know, did I tell you about the whole, the trajectory? I did. I told you about the whole trajectory thing I got into the other day.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't get into. I got messaged about it, and I let it go.
Oh, I sent you something on Facebook over that.
No. Yeah, what was the total range? It was like a quarter mile? A little under half a mile, maybe?
I think they're saying it's like 300 to 400 yards.
Yeah, okay. So you're talking, okay, so that's roughly quarter to half a mile. All right, a 22 LR can travel a full mile.
Yeah, but still, when you start looking at it, that was a distance.
This thing is, it is a distance, but I mean, again, you're talking, okay, you sight in a rifle at 100 yards. You sight in a hunting rifle at 100 yards. Okay, just about every single person in my family that is proficient in the use of a firearm can hit a target out to several hundred yards. It's because those are the hunting ranges that they deal with up in the mountains. You're talking wide open ranges. You don't get a whole lot of cover and concealment. You've got to take those long shots. You've got to be able to adjust.
Well, I sent you that article also because it's talking about being, 300 and some feet up in the air and going out almost 400 yards, the angles and trajectory. I was like, I'm lost.
And see, now that just removes any type of chance factor from it. Gravity and angle and trajectory, that actually just works in the guy's favor. So that makes it, I mean, literally, somebody coined shooting fish in a barrel. It literally was for him. I mean, this guy planned that crap out. If he had had the exact same setup and been on the 5th or the 6th floor, the counts would never have been nearly as high.
Yeah.
Okay, he planned this out. He knew where to go. I mean, this was way premeditated. And that's very obvious. Okay?
Well,
I mean, that's just extremely obvious.
Well, I also want to jump over, because I know your time is limited. Jimmy Kimmel, his little speech last night. I know, and that's what I kind of commented about with your mom, with Jimmy Kimmel, and he blames Republicans and NRA. It's our fault that this happened, as if we have control over somebody just because we didn't ban a item. But have you ever heard Jimmy Kimmel cry about Chicago? 527 deaths in Chicago. Democrat-controlled Chicago. Have you heard Jimmy Kimmel go on any little tirade before?
No, you don't hear. I mean, Christ, Obama was praising Chicago as the golden standard in gun control. Really? Are you kidding me? Like,
yeah.
They are so far removed from reality. It is unfreaking believable.
Pretty much.
It's unbelievable.
I find it funny. He's now buddies. Jimmy Kimmel's now buddies with Chuck Schumer. Now, for those that don't know, Chuck Schumer's famous for crying at his press conferences. When Trump talked about that initial travel restriction, he started crying about how this was so mean and not nice. And now he's helping Jimmy Kimmel put these messages out there. And now you got Jimmy Kimmel up there crying about health care because his son was born with a heart defect. And if it wasn't for Obamacare, his son would have never got the surgery because it's a pre-existing condition, which is a total lie.
Oh, that is... He was... No.
I know.
What a...
Exactly. But now he's out there crying because it's the Republicans' fault because we haven't banned guns in this country because that'll solve everything.
Yes, because we all know that criminals will abide by the law. Hey, guess what? Speeding's illegal. Guess what? Drugs are illegal. Murder's illegal. Stealing's illegal. Embezzlement's illegal. Dumbass.
I'm going to see if I can find it real quick. The new Matt Best video. Now, I think you've watched some of the Matt Best stuff. Well, he does a new one, and it's, he walks into his kitchen, and there's 3 gunmen.
Oh, God, yes! If criminals abided by the gun-free zones.
Yeah, let me play.
That one? Dude, that was fucking hysterical. I saw that.
Oh, there it is. I just clicked on the wrong thing. Law-abiding criminals, it's called. Yeah, let me cue this up. probably get my shit banned again from YouTube. Did I tell you that? One of my videos got banned because I had 31 seconds I played Rocket Man from Elton John instead of 30 seconds. I played 31 seconds. So Facebook banned my program.
Your whole program got banned?
Yeah, the whole 2 hours. I had to remove that 30 seconds. Oh, excuse me, 31 seconds. Because I was talking about Little Kim being Rocket Man. All right.
Are you putting the fair use notice stuff up there?
Well, if you use 30 seconds, they don't fuck with you. Because 30 seconds is pretty much where they...
Yeah, but if you're using it as part of... There's exemptions in fair use where you can actually use more, and it's covered underneath fair use where it's not plagiarism. And if you're using it as part of like a demonstration...
looks like we lost them. I'm going to play this. This is called Liberal Logic, Law-Abiding Criminals from Matt Best. Oh, you're still there. All right, we're going to put the video on real quick.
Yeah.
Tell me if you can hear it.
I just can't believe my hair looks good.
Can you hear that?
Nope.
Give us your fucking jewelry!
Yeah, I'm able to figure that out.
Your Netflix password! I would love to comply, but in the state of California, all of those firearms are illegal.
Oh my gosh, I
love this. Oh my God, I'm sorry. We didn't know it.
I did not mean to bring an illegal firearm into your home.
I knew this thing was way too military.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
As a California resident, I
love how the camera stays on her boobs.
You're going to rob me with legal firearms. Illegal.
Illegal. Illegal. Illegal.
Hey, baby, is the Glock Gen 4
I love it. Hey, baby, is the Glock Gen 4
illegal?
Fuck me! God, it is so hard to be a law-abiding criminal in this state.
Law-abiding criminal. I mean, everybody needs to be accepted.
Actually, you know what? I'm
Tolerance.
You're the one I like the most.
Hold on.
What now? This. Those
they just pulled out the muskets.
Compliant. So.
But the girlfriend points out the gun-free zone sign. So all the criminals go walking out of the house empty-handed.
I wanted to watch Netflix. Cool.
Yeah, I think right now one of my favorites. I can't remember the name of the video, but it's what is it?
Hey, real quick, I want to give a shout out for Matt Best. That's his video. I take no credit for it. It's his, but it is.
You know what? If anybody enjoys that, look at Matt Best on YouTube or Black Rifle Coffee Company.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I got their coffee. I ordered some.
Did you?
Yes, I got the coffee or die.
How good is it? Good.
It's good, but that one's a little on, for my taste, a little on the weak side. It's not a strong coffee.
See, I thought all their coffee.
But I don't like strong coffee. I'm going to try some other. See, Dunkin' Donuts is where I like. I don't like Starbucks. All right, go on with your comments.
I hate Starbucks. No, but there's one that's I can't remember what it's called, but it has to do with like freedom. You know, like you don't like America. Well, as a veteran-owned business, we got zero give a fucks.
Yes, that was Matt Best.
You don't see a reason why I should own X number of guns. Well, 300 years of freedom is why. And he sits down behind a machine gun, starts firing off.
I love that.
That was freaking great.
Hey, listen, before we go to commercial. Oh, go ahead. Uh-oh. And he broke up. He'd probably pulling up near his house. I'll talk to him later. Sorry, bud, you started breaking up. And at that point, it is that time for a commercial. Perfect timing. Hey, you're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the
SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. till 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. You didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean.
Dude, I'm not saying cat for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint.
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
Also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I'm your host, Jersey Joe. And I'm here to try to make sense out of the senseless. I'm at a loss. I really am. It's... we're going to get back to all this guns in Vegas. I want to get back to the article on Mendez, because the one thing I didn't notice was Health and Human Service Secretary Kathleen Siblis, the highest level Obama official to testify in the case, took the stand Tuesday. It was Kathleen Siblis that took the stand. And she described a meeting she had with Mendez in the office of then Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. Democrat from Nevada. Prosecutors previously filed briefs said that the meeting was held in August 2012 and alleged Mendez personally pressured Siblis to intervene over a Medicare payment policy, though Siblis balked a little bit. Given her side of the story, Siblis testified that the gist of the conversation involved Mendez's unhappiness over the policy, which he felt was unclear and unfair to providers. The policy happened to be at the center of the billing dispute involving Melgen. He felt this was a policy that needed attention and was not fair to healthcare providers. How is it not fair? It had a basic wording that it was a one-use vial. Anything left over was to be thrown away. That's simple. Now, she added to me it was pretty simple and noted that she didn't think it was a very satisfactory meeting for Mendez. Siblis also said it was unusual for Reid to invite her to a meeting involving another member of Congress. It was actually the only time in 5.5 years that this occurred, she said. But it wasn't the only Obama health official with whom Mendez met. 2 months earlier, Mendez met with then acting administrator for the Center of Medicare and Medicaid Services, Marilyn Tavener, who also testified Tuesday. Their meeting apparently ended on a similar note, with the health official pushing back and Mendez allegedly dissatisfied. So, I don't think it looks good so far. And it shouldn't. This guy tried to use his position. He set up meetings while he was in office. That's right. Forgot I did that. Trying to check something out. I don't know. It's... Now imagine if this was a Republican. Hell, Democrats would be screaming bloody murder. Damn, I have to shave. But yet, it's pretty quiet right now. I don't know. It also, the Republicans don't have balls. They should be jumping up and down, mandating that he resign. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm trying to check something. Why can't it play the video? What the heck's going on? Seems my video on SHR Media has ended again. Oh, no, here it is. Am I still going? Ah, yes, I'm still good. I'm still golden. Pony boy, stay golden. All right. So Mueller team is reportedly researching Trump's pardon power. What the hell does this have to do with him investigating Russian collusion? This has nothing to do with his investigation. Special counsel Robert Mueller's top legal aide is researching what powers President Trump may have to pardon any of his associates caught up in the ongoing Russian investigation. According to Bloomberg News, Michael Dreeben, Deputy Solicitor General and former Justice Department appeals lawyer, is researching past pardon cases to what limits might exist on Trump's ability to grant preemptive pardons to his associates. Michael is also tasked with making sure that Mueller's investigations moves are legally sound. Trump has subtly hinted that he could pardon any associate ensnared in Mueller's investigation, which is generally looking into Russian interference in the president's campaign. But Mueller has recently set his sights on two former Trump advisors, former campaign chairman Paul Manafort and former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. I thought this was supposed to look into Trump. It seems this is a witch hunt to try to attack Trump. In July, Trump took to Twitter to remind the public of his complete power of pardon. That tweet followed a report that Trump and his legal team had discussed the possible use of the pardon pen. Bloomberg notes that preemptive pardons issued by Gerald Ford for Richard Nixon have been deeply researched, but the possibility of parole pardons for Trump campaign workers on White House aides would enter uncharted legal territory. Well, I beg to differ. I don't know about that. This has nothing to do with Mueller's investigation. And again, he is overreaching, looking too far. And it's getting ridiculous. I wish the FBI would have investigated Hillary Clinton this closely. Because Lord knows they didn't go this in depth. Hell, we have memos of James Comey written before the investigation even started, saying how she's innocent. How's that? But yet, Trump, and it's been proven, there's no evidence whatsoever, nothing out there, and yet this continues to go on. We're at like over a year now, and nothing. Zip, zilch, nada. The big goose egg. The Democrats. I think if the Republicans would get off their ass and we had some actual Republicans with some fucking balls, they could take advantage of the Democrat Party right now so bad. They are stepping in shit. Left, right, and center. With their statements, and I'll get into it after the break, you now have Democrats coming out and calling for an outright ban on weapons. You know, the party of, we don't want to ban weapons. We just want sensible gun control, too. Yeah, we want bans. We want bans. Fucking Republicans ought to be jumping all over that shit and taking advantage of that. Take advantage of these idiots that are out there using this national tragedy to campaign, to try to win political points. Hell, they're trying to get off a national tragedy. They're trying to change the politics of several states, namely one of them, the Sunshine State, and they're trying to talk residents of Puerto Rico to come to Florida and other swing states, knowing that they will predominantly vote Democrat. And they know by doing that, they'll change the landscape. They're trying to use tragedies for political gain. That's how low and disgusting the Democrats have gone. They've tried to use the hurricane in Puerto Rico for advantages. They've tried to attack Trump. And how stupid can you be to sit there and hold a press conference saying how no supplies have gotten to you as you stand in front of pallets and pallets and pallets of supplies? How about the fact that the Teamsters in Puerto Rico refused to show up to transport those supplies to give it to fellow citizens? It wasn't Trump. It was the Teamsters that did that. But yet, somehow that's Trump's fault. If you actually looked at the full-scale military operation that Trump has sent to help, I'm amazed at how much he has sent over. But the Democrats have tried. They tried with, Harvey? They tried with Irma. Now they try with Marie. 3 major hurricanes they've tried to attack Trump on and failed every single fucking time. They've tried to attack him on Russia and have failed. They have tried to call him racist. And that's all we hear anymore. Republicans are racist, 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 racist. Got to be a white supremacist Republican. Oh, now you want Republicans are responsible for mass shootings. Democrat Party has imploded and coming out with the biggest bullshit statements, the most disgusting fucking statements I've ever heard from any politician or party. Disgusting. The type of politics they are pulling nowadays. Oh, I'm so tired of the bullshit politics that the Democrats are playing and how the Republicans have lost their fucking balls. Mitch McConnell has got to go. Paul Ryan has got to go. McCain has got to go. What the hell's her name? Collins? Susan Collins? Hell, she's a Republican and the Democrats are trying to talk her into staying in the Senate, if that tells you anything. She's not a Republican. These scumbags align themselves and have helped the Democrat Party for years. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cap for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Don't forget, coming up top of the hour in approximately, 53 minutes, it will be BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, hosted by the great, the powerful BZ. I'm just a what the fuck moment, really. When will the Republicans step up, get their balls, and jump into action? Seriously, we could use their support. Because if you're not going to support us, we're going to vote your ass out of office. That simple. You don't step up, you go bye-bye. I don't think the people have a problem with voting your ass out at this point. I ain't serious, people. I know I don't have a problem with it. See some. Perfect. I mean, it's disgusting what we have going on. What the heck is going on in Ohio? I'm still getting an alert. Weird. Oh, Jesus, they got a report of an active shooter near a school. Jesus Christ, people have lost their fucking minds. It's just weird how everything's been calm of late. And now all of a sudden it's like everybody has lost their friggin' mind. I mean, seriously, everything was going, I don't want to say hunky-dory, but it was doing pretty good there. And now all of a sudden it's like, goes to hell in a handbasket real quick. An interview with a local reporter's shots urged to avoid the area. So the schools are clear. Just someone in the area fired a shot or two. Weird. I mean, gee, many crickets, people. Oh, boy. Going to hell in a handbasket, this world is. All right, finishing typing something up real quick. There we go. I know this first part of the continuation of the show has been a little choppy. I'm getting alerts going up, and I'm trying to figure out what's going on. So yeah, they're trying to encourage more of the population of Puerto Rico to come in, especially Florida, into Orlando, Tampa, and Miami. That gives Florida about 20% of the total Puerto Rican population in the continental United States. Far more Puerto Ricans live on the continent than on the island. If most of the anticipated evacuees decide to settle in Florida for the long term, it's possible Florida could end up with more Puerto Ricans than Puerto Rico, whose current population is around 3.5 million. Low-end estimates anticipate perhaps 100,000 new immigrants to Florida, which would still have a significant impact on the state's precautiously balanced politics. And it has nothing to do with the Puerto Ricans, so please, let's stop right there. But I hate to see the state go Democrat. I lived in a state that was Democrat and seen how ruined that state has gotten over time. And as New Jersey, you have no rights. Hey! How you doing, birthday boy? I want everybody, Dave, the unpleasant blind guy, it is his birthday. Wish him a happy birthday. So now we have, and I'm going to go back to the goddamn shooting. We have a Democrat Senator, Chris Murphy, said he is on for a ban on semi-automatic rifles. Semi-automatic rifles. He wants banned. That's just not, okay, AR-15. That's a whole host of long rifles would get banned underneath his proposal. And the co-host of the show, MSNBC Morning Joe, co-host Willie Geist, asked, how could this have prevented? Is there a law? Congressman Himes ultimately said yes, he'll be for a ban on semi-automatic rifles like the AR-15. How about you? Murphy answered, absolutely. Let's just be clear that the pace of these epic mass shooting, 10 or more people being killed, doubled after the assault weapon ban expired. That's not a coincidence, except they haven't been used in these mass shootings. I think one used an AR-15, and that's it. And I love how they take information from one section and apply it to another where there is no connection. And Chris Murphy, that scumbag, he would lie to his mother if it would get him a vote. This guy has no morals. He has no compass. He has no... he doesn't give a shit about us. But he goes on, I think we also have to look at these aftermarket modifications that allows you very easily to turn an automatic weapon, turn a semi-automatic weapon into an automatic weapon. We have to get back to evergreen changes, things like universal background checks, which we already fucking have. Yeah, 30 people killed, 34 people roughly killed in UK. Thanks, Dave. And not a single shot fired. We've had a bunch of people killed here. There was more people killed in, Nice, France, using a truck than there was killed in Sunday night shooting. We have universal background checks. They're not going to change anything. And he says that probably would have stopped many of the other murders around the country that happened on Sunday before the shooting started in Las Vegas, which is an outright lie because all these shootings, they pass background checks. He goes out and outright lies about that because all these shootings, including this one, passed background checks. So background checks won't solve anything. See, Dave, that's what I like about Florida. For 48 hours, I go in, I fill out the paperwork for my gun for the background check. And I think it's 48 hours they hold on to that paperwork. And then it's destroyed. Done. They do background checks here in Florida. Now, if I want to sell to my brother, I can sell to my brother. If I want to sell to my father, if they want to sell to me, and I don't need to go through the federal government and ask Mother May I for me and my brother to sell each other a gun. the checks are there. These mass shooters have passed background checks. But they want to keep pushing this lie. And the other big lie I always hear about, well, you can go online and buy a gun without a background check. Bullshit. Bull fucking shit. Then how come the lower receiver I have got shipped, was bought on the internet, was shipped to an FFL dealer where I had to go, do paperwork, sign for it, get a background check, and pick it up? How is that? Everything they're talking about is already there. They just want to give you the appearance. And this jackass, he just wants to give the appearance that he's doing something. It's ridiculous. They just want to give the appearance. Because these laws are not going to stop shit. Because if laws would stop these shootings from happening, as I've said earlier, I've said before, and I'll fucking say again, make murder illegal, done. And the other thing, Dave, I said it the other night, all we got is a bunch of politicians on both sides. All they want to do is give their little sound bites to, up their counts on YouTube and all that. So they have their little sound bites they could play during campaigning season so they could try to get reelected. All politicians do nowadays centers around reelection. They don't do anything that helps people. They do everything that centers around re-election. Nothing else. And that's what he's doing. He's trying to get his soundbite in so he could play and say during re-election time, look what I did. I tried. Now, if the people actually wanted this, if the people wanted all these gun laws that they've been talking about for the last 8 years, they would have kept the Democrats in control of the House, in control of the Senate. And then they would have pressured their politicians to pass gun laws. People voted those people out because they did not want gun control. That's one of the factors why Democrats don't have control. People don't want their guns taken away like this jackass talks about. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Conservative media done right. You're listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
Listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the Bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cap for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking, drinking, drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m., Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Don't forget, coming up at top of hour, approximately, 35 minutes, will be BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon, hosted by the great, the infamous BZ himself. Pull up a chair, grab a drink. The speech is free, but the drinks aren't. Yeah, I saw that, Dave. There's been a report that I've heard that there was a woman in the crowd that told everybody they were going to die. And you always get that. I don't know. There's also a report that on 4chan, one of those forums, and back on September 10th or 11th, a gentleman said that the government is up to something, yada yada, and that there was going to be an attack, a major attack in Las Vegas. He thought it was going to be on the 12th or the 13th. He said, yeah, but it could be at a later time. The government's there's a company that's trying to push these body scanners and working with Adelson, Sheldon Adelson, I think it is, one of the owners in Las Vegas, one of those rich guys. And so they're pushing that. There is a lot of question how many shooters. There looks to be a strobe light, and I do think it's a strobe light on the 4th floor that people say is a second shooter, but the problem is the audio, kind of lines up, but then all of a sudden the audio stops, there's no more gunshot, and the light's still going. Something doesn't add up. Yes, I will admit that something doesn't add up with the shooter. You got a multi-millionaire that all of a sudden goes on a shooting rampage. Now, I said it last night, and I'm going to touch on it again. ISIS claimed responsibility for this. And when our government shot it down, ISIS came back out and said no. That it was their shooter. And now here's what makes me really wonder. And I don't want to jump on, yes, it is ISIS, it's a terrorist attack, but there's some things that's leading me towards that or Antifa. But I'm leaning more towards ISIS right now because there was 3 other attacks on Sunday. Canada, France, and England all had attacks. Now, just out of coincidence, we have a major attack here in the country. His girlfriend is Philippine. She's in the Philippine Islands when it happens. He's been sending large amounts of money to the Philippines. And who has a large presence in the Philippines? ISIS. You know, it does not do ISIS any it doesn't help them by falsely taking credit for an attack. I know there's some terrorist groups that falsely take credit for other people's groups or other attacks. I don't recall any ISIS in past history doing that because it hurts their credibility and their fear factor if they falsely take credit for someone else's work. And then the truth comes out, they look like the idiots and they lose credibility. So that's why I think, especially with ISIS coming back out and saying, no, this is ours. This guy was too well stocked. He had explosives at his house. And now the parents of the Philippine girlfriend said that they didn't trust this guy. There was a very uneasy about him. They said there was something not right about him. And a lot of people are feeling it. Something's not adding up. He's not your typical, as Dave, the unpleasant blind guy, said in the chat room. Where did you put it? Damn, where'd it go? You're not your typical sociopathic behavior. He had nothing, just all of a sudden he's going to go get a room. This multi-millionaire is going to go get a room and just start shooting people. And yes, they were calling in May and last month for attacks in U.S. City and Las Vegas. There was video of Las Vegas. Now, I can understand maybe there's no direct correlation just yet, and they don't want... And Trump's been pretty good at that. He just doesn't jump on the bandwagon, he usually has facts behind him before he goes and blames anybody for it. I'll give him that credit. So it's something's not adding up. And one of my friends on Facebook wrote, something doesn't smell right in Denmark. I haven't heard that one in a long time. And I'm not trying to jump on the Muslim bandwagon, none of that. Just I'm looking at the facts. Because originally I thought this was an Antifa type attack. But more and more, I'm going to, I should say, ISIS related. They have been getting these Americans here in the States. And I'm sorry, you get a woman that gives up some good you know what, and they'll believe in whatever the woman tells him to believe in. It's the atmosphere, the political atmosphere we have in this country, where the bashing of everything of our country that the left is doing, it's not helping where it could help ISIS persuade someone to join their team, so to speak, because of the left bashing this country. You stole it from the American Indians, a bunch of slave owners, white privilege, all that shit can start to wear down. And to prove that he is not what the left say white men are, he goes and does this shooting. ISIS has been saying for a couple months now that they haven't forgot about us. They were going to come here. So I really want to sit back and see what the motives are for this guy. They're gonna find out, and I believe this administration will be forthcoming once the facts are out. But it's funny. Another thing a friend of mine wrote, and I think it might have been BZ. So when it's a Muslim does something, we get told by the left we need to sit back, relax, wait till all the facts come out before passing judgment. Now we see a white guy do this, and immediately, like only an hour after the shooting starts, the incident's still going on. They still haven't exactly stated that the shooter is down, and Huffington Post is already on the gun bandwagon. I don't know about that, Dave. I don't know. By covering up, that doesn't help Trump. By exposing if it is ISIS, that helps him. It's what really just has me up in arms is the Democrats right now. Their jump to I know, and dude, I'm not saying that. If this was the Obama administration, I'd be right there. I just don't trust, or I trust this government more than the past governments. But we do have that shadowy government that is going on. I don't know. It's disheartening to say the least. It's going to scare off a lot of people from going to concerts. I'll tell you that. I heard one incident, a firefighter he was giving CPR to one of the victims. and he took a bullet in his chest while doing it. When a doctor came over to start to treat him, he told him he was okay and to go help others. We saw a lot of good happen Sunday night. I'm watching the live videos, and you see people grabbing any item they can, turning it into a stretcher, going in and grabbing people and taking them out. And then one of these people are doing, as guns are firing at them, or gunman is firing, they turn around, they run back in to get more people. Even though some of these they know are dead, they're getting them out of there. That is what America is about. How many cops did you see or hear doing that? So as we have NFL players, because I didn't see a single fucking NFL player running into gunfire, running into that hotel to take down the shooter. And it could have been a hell of a lot worse, because now we found out that the shooter had cameras in the hallway. He had cameras in his room. He was filming himself doing this heinous act. Cameras in the hallway, so he knew when the police were coming for him. It could have been a hell of a lot worse, because he knew when they were breaching the door. But that didn't deter the cops any of that. But the cops ran up there. The cops ran into the gunfire. As scared as they were, because it doesn't matter. You still have a fear in you. But you learn how to control that fear when you're in those situations. But I didn't see any of these asshole football players who love to kneel doing anything. I saw a bunch of cops and a bunch of Americans running into harm's way to help each other. That is what this country is about. Not these whiny ass bitches from the left like goddamn Jimmy Kimmel. Half these goddamn celebrities are out there paying guns. Yes, I know, a good guy couldn't have stopped this bad guy. It's not always going to work in every situation. Hell, one of the musicians, I think it's Biggie Rich, took his personal weapon off of him and handed it to an off-duty cop to help him out so he could help protect. Now, there's actually, I don't know what the Rube Goldberg device is, the shoulder bump stock. I've seen them. There's devices. There's another one you can use. It's like a little handle that you turn. That turns the gun basically into a full auto, because it just rotates. It locks onto the gun, and you turn the handle, and it hits the trigger. And the faster you turn the handle, the faster it hits that trigger. And the bump stock is, it's taking a recoil of the gun. Yeah, that looked real good on the video of me making a jerking off motion. The gun's recoil, and it bumps the trigger. And for me to listen to the video, the auto fire wasn't fast enough to be a full auto weapon. And it was too rhythmic to be, someone shooting a single auto or a semi-auto in a rapid fire. There was too much rhythm to it. Now, it was too slow for full auto for me, Dave. When I was listening to it, it sounded too slow for full auto. But we'll find out. They said they found 2 bump stocks in his room. They found them in his room. Doesn't mean he used them. Everybody's assuming he used them. He might have had full auto weapons. He might have. But we'll find out once this investigation going on. Yeah, and you know what? I'm not going to say I'm 100% right. I could be wrong. I'll wait. I'm going to fully wait until the information comes out. Like I said, it's just from listening. And I also noticed there's a lot of echoing from the buildings that was distorting the sounds too. I'm just giving my opinion on it. That's all. You're listening to the Reaver of Common Sense right here on SHR Media and High Plains Pundit Radio, and we will be right back.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
Breaking news. According to the latest report coming out of SHR Media, a merchandise store to support both the Reaver of Common Sense and SHR Media has just been unleashed to the general public. Be forewarned that this site can be contagious and numerous items can be purchased to support the best news programming. Go to Reaver.one website and click on the store link to check out the merchandise.
You have been listening to Reaver of Common Sense, hosted by my dad, Jersey Joe. Beware, the Jersey Takeover is here. Every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you can catch Reaver of Common Sense show hosted by Jersey Joe, right here on shrmedia.com. Only Jersey can deliver hell like no one else. So consider this your fair warning.
Hello, I'm Tim Hart. I'm the guy BZ hires, due to his shameless contract with the SHR Media Network, to voice his promos. He'd like me to tell you that the bloviating Zeppelin's Berserk Bobcat Saloon radio show can be found on SHR Media Network, Spreaker, and YouTube every Tuesday and Thursday night at 11 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Pacific, featuring right thinking from a left brain and doing the job the American media maggots won't. You'll find that the speech is free, but the drinks are not. There, in the saloon, just when safety pin manufacturers are running out of metal for the diapers of the leftists, BZ is sending his personal drones of freedom into the wheelhouses and ossicles of lovers of sovereignty and liberty nationally and globally. Broadcasting behind enemy lines in occupied California, BZ swears that no rights were harmed in the making of this promo.
In a world controlled by corrupt politicians,
You got a business. That you didn't build that.
a team of ordinary men emerge from the ashes to give voice to the voiceless and hope to the hopeless. Sackhead Sean,
Dude, I'm not saying cap for the stupid promo.
Sackhead Clint,
All good friends of ours usually show up drunk.
also starring Sacco as the producer.
I'm a little bit drunk, 'cause I'm drinking.
They are the Sackheads Radio Show. Every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Pacific on shrmedia.com.
Hey, it's Sean from the Sackheads Radio Show, also one of the owners here at the SHR Media Network. Are you opinionated? Have you ever wanted to do your own show? Have you ever heard somebody like the Sackheads and go, yeah, I could probably do that better? Well, now's your chance. Send me a 5-minute clip at sackheadsradio@gmail.com, and maybe you can be part of the SHR broadcasting team. sackheadsradio@gmail.com.
This is Jersey Joe, host of the Reaver of Common Sense, and you're listening to shrmedia.com.
Times are dark. The people misled by corrupt politicians, lied to by establishment media, and deceived by the false messages of Islam. A nation in confusion needs a guide. It needs a man with a cane. I'm Dave Milner. Join me on Spreaker, SHR Media, High Plains Talk Radio, Live Rebooting Liberty, and YouTube for a unique brand of commentary on the unpleasant blind guide. Because truth is not always pleasant.
Human by race, Christian by faith, American by nationality, and conservative by choice. Reverend Ralph J. Chittum Sr. is the right guy on SHR Media from 8:05 to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday. And if on the rare occasion I am ever wrong, I will still always be right. The right guy on SHR Media.
Listening to the SHR Media Network.
This show contains language that some viewers may find offensive. Listener discretion is advised. And now on to the show.
And welcome back to the Reaver of Common Sense. I am your host, Jersey Joe, and I'm here to make sense out of the senseless. Coming up next in approximately 51 minutes will be BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon. Oh, brain fart. Hosted by BZ, and you won't. I'm trying to do two things: walk and chew gum at the same time, and it's not working. I'm being bad. I found a T-shirt. Let me finish the order, and I'll read it to you. Something doesn't seem right. It might be an. We need to pay for it. PayPal. It's like, I'm an asshole. What the hell? 33594 zip code. I had to buy the shirt. And I don't do this often, but I had to buy it. Come on. So, I don't know. I'm so tired. So tired of all this bullshit. The left, it just seems like they're in a total meltdown. And they're like, okay, well, we're nowhere for going down in flames. Let's see what's the most asinine things we could do. Because a couple years ago, they wouldn't have done this. They knew not to. And they just keep thinking that the more extreme they get, the better they're going to be. And the more extreme they get, the worse their party's doing. I'm not complaining that they're failing, but the damage they're doing on the way down is not good. Because I've never seen a political party attack the citizens so much as the Democrat Party. Because it's not just Jimmy Kimmel. Hillary Clinton did the same thing. She's attacked the NRA. They can't defeat they can't stop the Second Amendment because, well, the NRA has been there to protect it. So did I say 51? Damn. In 10 minutes, 9 minutes, not even that. They have to attack the NRA because the only way to win this argument, they have to get rid of the NRA. NRA has been there blocking. And they've kept our Second Amendment right. I didn't get NRA membership until they really pushed attacking them. Then I said, you know what? Just in spite of them, I'm going to get a membership. Hell, because of the shit they're doing now, I want to go get 2, 3, 4 memberships. Just to spite them. Just to spite the liberals. On the T-shirt I just bought is, I am an asshole man. I love freedom, drink beer, and I love my wife. I was born in December. I protect my family. I eat meat, and I own a gun. If you don't like it, move. They have to attack the NRA. because they know they're never going to win ever with the NRA in the way. So they have to demonize them, make them the enemy, and that's why it's the NRA is a terroristic organization. No, it isn't. So, by their standards, I mean, what would you say about George Soros, Michael Bloomberg? They attack the Second Amendment at all times. So are they anti-American? I would say yes. But I've never seen any political party attack the American citizens like the Democrats do. Never. Now, I've only been on this earth for, 45 revolutions around the sun? Because age is nothing, just counting how many times you've gone around the sun. I don't understand how they think they're going to win like that. Let's attack a large portion of American citizens. Let's attack the middle of the United States, attack their values, and think that they're going to come vote for us because we attacked them. It's not happening like that. It's how they're losing elections. The Democrat Party has lost touch so bad with the American people. I mean, look at how bad it is. They got to start pulling in people. They got to talk people in from Puerto Rico to moving into the United States to change the voting block. They got to get illegals citizenship so that they can vote for the Democrat Party because Americans don't want to vote for them anymore. I don't even know if it's they want to induce panic. They're insulting. And they're pissing off a large portion of America that has been silent and has voted Democrat that has kept them in power. And they started to insult these people and attack their core values. And they started going, wait a minute. They're talking about me. I mean, I made some comments to my friend's mother, which I normally don't do, because she put up there, Jimmy Kimmel. And she praised him for it. No, he's an asshole. Because he thinks taking away people's guns is going to stop this. Yeah, when we banned heroin, how's that working? Now they want to, as we talked earlier, they want to open facilities, Democrats want to do, so that heroin addicts can go in and shoot up and have medical personnel there help them shoot up. How's that for you? But they think banning guns will stop any issues from happening. Just remember, as I also said, in Nice, Paris, more people were killed. I think it might have tied it now. With a vehicle. How many people were run over and killed that day? By a car? It's scary. Yeah, I'm actually, BZ, one of your articles that you wrote, I was going to go over today. I just got sidetracked. I found it a little late. I might actually use one of your articles for my show tomorrow. Hopefully you don't have a problem with that. I don't think you would. I'm just, I don't know. Well, that's another show gone by. And we got BZ's Berserk Bobcat Saloon coming up next, hosted by the great, the famous, the Sizzling Hot Brownies and Ice. Oh, wait a minute, that's something else. The great BZ's coming up next. The speech is free. The drinks are watered. The drinks are great. They're not overpriced. They're just right. And with that, everybody, I'll be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. right here on SHR Media. Have a great night.
You've been listening to the Reaver of Common Sense with its host, Jersey Joe. You can tune in every day, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on hppundit.com and shrmedia.com.